tell what color my glasses are? Did you know, depending on what color glasses you wear, you will literally feel and see through different lenses? This person's gonna think I honked at them when I'm just like trying to fix my camera. Let's see. Pretty chilly out there. Pretty chilly. So these are basically blocking out like orangish and like, I would say yellow hues as well. I am enjoying how my heart sensor is feeling when I am color dosing in this spectrum, and I have been imagining doing more work with these lenses than just the small fragments that I have been doing. There's so much extensive research that could be done if I would just play with my toys, right? All my different glasses. I'm using and bringing in rose medicine and owl medicine today. Those are speaking very heavily. I'm gonna have to put on my jacket. I have like another jacket that I brought back from Peru, and it's very sentimental to me. Whenever it's too chilly, I put it on underneath this piece that I picked up. I'm really big into the whole recycle thing, so I'm always going to thrift stores looking for old pieces that just didn't resonate with people anymore, you know, or just were let go of and needed some love. I'm that salvaging person. I am in sensory overload. The energies are just overwhelming this morning on the way to Cassadaga. The rain is speaking such a phenomenal language, and I am interested in learning more about the directions. That's been something very prominent in my shamanic studies, should anyone choose to walk the path in the way of knowing about each of the directions: the north, the south, the southwest, the southeast. Traditional Chinese medicine goes deep into this, so does Feng Shui. There's many cultures and societies that know of this information. Should you choose to take the time to use your life, your mind, your essence, to just do a little bit of scratching the surface of what some of these things mean traditionally. And we can do the same thing for the meaning of colors and how they psychologically affect us. We can do this on studies of environments and how select environments have changed us. You can think about it in your own life with like the people that you've met and how much you changed as a person just by simply being around or aware of this existence. So many heart feels. I'm wondering, like, what is the contrast of purple and green? Like, obviously that's a Joker thing. There's seriously something to it. There's some serious heart chakra stuff going on with me as I breathe and process through this lens, which I typically call like the God lenses, you know, like the purple, the royal light, like being able to see through that ultraviolet. My left ankle is going off like crazy, and it makes me think about surgery. It makes me wish I was a surgeon so I could just do my own work. It'd be nice to have that education, huh? Like, I think that these are things that like everybody should be taught. I know you want to be scared and like maybe you don't like the idea of blood, but we all have it, so it should be respected. Just like our breath should be respected, right? Our life, our vital essence, the water. We are like 75% water. Like our cells, our bodies, and the world's. Like I believe both of those. Like Earth's percentage is 75% water. We can bless these waters. We can restructure them. Sometimes I wonder if you ever wonder the cries of the ancestors. If you truly understand and know what your family has been going through for generations. Not just the men and not just the women, simply both sides of the spectrum. It almost seems like this is getting swept under the rug, like no one's talking to the family members anymore. Lost that value. We also lost the value of understanding the value of other people's testimonies, even though we weren't there. Now it's moving to throat chakra. All those secrets, all those suppressed emotions. No, I don't really feel that way. I don't really love you. I don't really care. I'm not really angry. I'm not really upset. I'm fine. All those lies, right? And the times that you're like trying to tell yourself that just to believe it. The sickening, disheartening that you do not wish to believe your reality or that your reality was not real. And then there are times where other people doubt your reality and says, that experience isn't really like that. I never experienced that. I don't know why you feel and think that way. As if everyone else isn't allowed to have permission to have their own experience with the same thing that you experienced. It's quite silliness and irrational, really, that we are expected to be all alike. I've kind of always enjoyed being one with the nickname Oddball, Oddball. I love accents, I love people, I love the human experience, I love the rain, I love talking with nature. One thing I've always struggled with though is my body. My body. Come on. When I was younger, I used to like want to use it a lot. Like I'd go running and skateboarding and just do really vigorous activities with the body. And then I created injuries. And then there was irresponsible steps taken from lack of education, from lack of experiences, and lack of truly acknowledging other people's realities. Of like, oh, if you do this, this will happen. And then you're like, that'll never happen to me. That's fine. I'm fine. Instead of trusting the divine. Divine synchronicity, divine love, divine truth. personal meditation of my own personal experience I just experienced. I am integrating. Woo. My heart cannot take this shock. It's just like, woo. Breathe deep, 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 deep. Breathe in and out. It's okay. Breathe in and out. Deep, 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 deeper, deep, 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 deep. Breathe in and out. It's okay. Ho'oponopono. It's okay. Breathe deep, 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 deeper. Deeper. Breathe in and out. I understand it might be difficult to breathe in and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Deeper, as much as you can. Out. Feel free to make noise. Aho, aho. You can use your breath and channel your words in the same exact intention, focus, reference, heart center, speaking from your center, really meaning with all of your being, your microfibers, instead of hiding how you truly feel and what you truly wish for out of this world, what you truly care about. Sometimes it can be so hard to admit to ourselves where our happiness hides. Now, can you question what society and culture asks you to harness and suppress and hide what you truly love, or else? You understand? Think about Spider-Man and how Mary Jane's always in danger because of his love for her. You can ask almost anybody in the military, they'll tell you, we don't use what you hate against you, we use what you love. Is a stronger force of manipulation. Where is your grace? Where is your reverence? What do you truly wish to save? Do you value water? Do you value trees? Do you value plants? Do you value poisons? Do you value alchemy? Do you even know what all these things exactly mean? When's the last time you had a conversation with somebody about these things? Man, it's freezing. It's very freezing. I want a blankie, and it's rainy, and it's cold, and it's wet. It's very, very different. Though I can hear the cries already. I can feel the electricity. I already know I can see through it. You understand? I understand. Krishna consciousness, Christ consciousness, being that space, that witness, that reservance. What is the reservation of your essence? How much have you had self-preservation? How much are you reading every day? How much are you believing every day? Do Do you trust your own feelings, your own instincts? Do you trust the divine creator and the work at hand? Or do you trust nothing and nobody, not even yourself? These are questions only you can answer. Where are your dreams? What are you chasing? What is your happy, safe place? I thought about yellow glasses today, and then I decided to do something I don't normally do. And I've got all these mixed emotions. And I'm starting to question if green is like kind of like taking a different shade, you know what I mean? Obviously it is. There's something else going on with this. And then I'm not sure if this is purple or indigo. Have to play more when I get home. And then I started thinking that I needed to bring both sets of glasses back to the Purple Rose. Though there's like this huge transition going on and a Mercury retrograde from my understanding, and I really haven't sincerely taken the time to really sit with these concepts. However, I can like very much so feel and be here now. And there seems to be a failure in recognition of the importance of aligning with yourself. Releasing your personal baggage, like, yeah, today is the day to mourn and cry and to release everything that you're sad and angry about by admitting to yourself and letting yourself be heard by you, nobody else. Write it down. Write down till you can't write anymore. If you feel called to it, burn the pages. Watch the fire. Meditate over really what's being released. You may also like release it, you understand, like communicate it with other people, have someone else read it, or come back and read it another day, and then write a letter in response to that person who wrote the letter, which is you. So if you could write a letter to that person in the future, you can channel so much beautiful inner dialogue if you would just take the time to sit and be with yourself. Human specimen is quite a unique organism and something that I would define as a universe within itself. And if you only knew the intricate web of what we were, and my inner child would like to make references and jokes about DMT, and about those who have done DMT would truly understand the intricate web and the microfibers of everything at hand. And it's so funny because as society, they are all conditioned to being afraid of different medicines, you could say. And in the olden days, it was understood that select animal energy is like, let's say, hummingbird medicine. And I don't mean that you injure the animal and use it as an animal sacrifice, though yes, it can be a great powerful symbolism if there's a dead hummingbird, like, okay, there's a beautiful deck of cards that was like graced upon my path, something so intricate and so beautiful, and I've been really called to work with these, and I'm kind of like crushed because I realize now the deck was supposed to come with a few blank cards. You understand? And these blank cards hold like space for all these animals that aren't expressed, you know? And like some of us like will know and understand and identify things like dragons or condor, or you know, it could be an animal that's not inside the deck. And honestly, it's really hard to think of anything. I don't know, I almost want to be like porcupine. Is porcupine in there? Like, I don't know, it might be. I could say hedgehog. Like, I don't know. I'm just making jokes. So at the same time, it's symbolism, okay? Like, literally, it's symbolism. Like, maybe a certain animal's appearing to you, like this certain type of bird, like an ingrid, or like I want to be like an emu. You know, I'm just making a kind of being funny, but I'm not being funny. I'm attempting to be serious, you know what I mean? So like, I'm just asking you to look into these different things. And then look at like different medications made by mankind, like, you know, like pharmaceuticals. And notice how a lot of them actually come from poisons. Like, right? Like mercury. Like, look up how many medications have that in it. You know what I mean? Like, and look at the fluoridation in the water. I mean, there's like a lot of different things, and you forget the beauty of being able to like clean and purify and understand like water, like the most basic thing, right? Like you can restructure, and we know scientifically that if we restructure like one specimen of water and like put it with like lower vibrational water, that all of the water will assume and raise its frequency, and sometimes it just takes a few drops. Like there's power in our saliva, the enzymes and the magic that's in there. There's many different traditions from the jungle and from just like different cultures all over the world, and different like specimens of humankind, and people have just spent generations and generations of like paying attention to these things that they find significant about their direction, right? Like their part of the globe. Like the globe is huge. There's so much. And just like I just feel like you're not putting the whole puzzle together, and you just keep looking at yourselves as separate and not seeing your part of the solution. Like, where's the will in your heart? Like, do you want it to rain all the time? Do you want to set the world on fire? So does the world like call for rain? You know what I mean? Are you sad? Do the skies represent your tears and your anger? Or are you like drinking water? Or are you only drinking flavored beverages? Are you able to be your own unique microfiber of water, or do you change into the other structures around you depending on how they behave and how they respond to their environment? Do you obey everything that someone tells you? Do you feel compelled to? What does your inner voice say? As many of you know, I'm clairaudient. I'm hearing to say, if you feel the need to, close your eyes and stop receiving stimuli from elsewhere and tune in and replay this at another time. Allow your mind to be and to drift and to experience itself without tricks and conditions and setbacks and lies and illusions and self-deception. It's time to face and accept the traumatic expressions and imprints to our physical bodies that cause us to behave and take select steps, and why certain locations resonate with us, and why we are called to go elsewhere, and where the work really lies, like what the medicine is. Like for some people, their medicine, right, is humility and exposure. Being able to have a collective view of consciousness. Does that make sense? Like imagine that like 12 different people are telling their personal experience and judgments of what they are witnessing, this specimen, this type of animal, this type of human, this type of organism, what color it is. Being able to recognize that all of those lenses are infinite truths, and no select individual is right or wrong. It's just simply is. It's a spectrum. No matter what side of the spectrum those calculations come from. It feels like Thursday. Thursday. Need to look into all of that so much deeper. And there's so many different traditions to look at with how they break down the days and the meanings. And I'd love to know them all and then like compare them as like a whole, like as a spectrum. Om Namo Bhagavate. It's really hard for me to do Satnam. Satnam. interesting. So, it's a lot harder than you think. Inhale is saying sa, sa, nam. The other way is so much more extensive. Sa, nam, sa, nam, sa, nam. It's like so many infant reflexes. So it can be kind of traumatic and expressive. I keep paying thanks and homages to the energy of Joy Kimmel, Touch of the Wilderness. Like, so much ways, like just subtle expressions and subtle energy work with these things, like, and then my own personal experiences with them outside of after what has been shown to me. So you can say I have no chill. And I know this comes from like a whole nother realm. Ha. There's certainly a science to the colors and being able to see certain things and to feel certain ways. Like, imagine being able to eliminate an emotion response of anger. Using that as an example, as you heard my water, my lilies and my roses have just fallen everywhere. All over CDs. All over CDs, like Slim to None. Slim to None. I packed some fruit, and I have like fantasized several times of like feeding that to the animals, because I keep getting upset when I notice. Come on, I keep noticing that, like, you know, man has become so selfish. They've like taken all like the edibles from the earth, right? So like, what is left for the animals? Like, right? Like we know that foxes eat mushrooms, right? And the reindeer too. Like, fox medicine, reindeer medicine, mushroom medicine. So people don't understand. And the same thing with like the Cambo frog, you know what I mean? Like, these frogs need very special like ants to eat that they get from the jungle. And just like, people forget the importance of like the mere nutrients in the dirt and like the tiny little imprints. Like, they're not giving back, they're not letting like some of the like, you know, fruit and earth like rot, and to give it back to the planet so that way the dirt can have these nutrients, and the ants and just the birds and just like everything's so like intimately connected. And like, man can build like watering holes, right? Like areas where we can collect water and then bless it and set the intentions and like give it to the animals, let the birds bathe in it, or just simply like recycle, you know what I mean? The like, man has no consideration for himself in his own like bathing process or like rebirthing process. Like, there's so many people that are afraid of the water, and then I ask you to go to Watsu, okay? Watsu. Like, oh my God, please teach me the ways of Watsu. Teach me the professional textbook way of sharing this medicine with other people, because I am called to the waters. And then when I do my Reiki, yes, I am called to bless large bodies of land and waters, and to make them holy and sacred, even puddles. Like, there are so many microfibers that are hidden in the artificial intelligence, and how the people's minds are being hijacked into having a sick mind and having this sick storyline where they play this character online, right? Though think about who they are in real life, if this is who they secretly would wish to express and be as in this infinite reality of realities, that this is the one that they choose to relive and to play and survive energetically in this way. Bird medicine. Bird medicine. Ooh. 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 Dude, I want a Bigfoot Cassadaga sticker sign. Alright. It's cold out there. I need a jacket. And I got so much stuff to carry. Because it's how we rock. It's how we rock. Literally, I bring rocks. I like prehnite and selenite and lapis lazuli and sodalite and frog medicine and ancient Egyptian. Ole, 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 ole. And pro wrestling. I like to sing. When I'm happy, I'll sing. Happy, rappe, hey, aho, aho, my family. Woo, dude. Look. There's like these imprints. I have built a thing. It's like my thing to build bouquets. It's my thing. I gotta clean up my CDs. My CDs are gonna get ruined. Oh man, I can feel like the call. You know what I mean? Like wise owl call. Connecting to Pachamama. It's raining. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to like do a couple trips. Bye. Penelope. Large imprints of pain being released at this time. Dragon energy. Woo! Alright. Yeah, a couple trips it is. Love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Chabaguan. Oho. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono.